and blockade. And to shed more light on this deal that was reached between the Israelis and Hamas, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, our political analyst. Dr. Ezaby, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you and the audience.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Ezaby. Doctor, actually, a ceasefire in the Israeli 15-month war against the Gaza Strip was finally reached and started to be implemented yesterday following the exchange of 3 Israeli hostages for 19 Palestinian prisoners in the first swap of prisoners along the first phase of the agreement. How do you see this agreement, which was brokered by Egypt, Qatar, and the United States?
Well, this agreement came after great efforts by Egypt and Qatar and Trump, not Biden. When Trump came to the White House, he announced that he wants to end all wars around the world. He announced that the war doesn't stop in the Middle East. The Middle East will face many massacres and will face and suffer from the United States. He put a great pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu. Also, Egypt and Qatar put a pressure on Hamas leaders. So after 15 months, the same agreement which held in last May, done in 20th of January, after 8 months of the last negotiation, by the great efforts by Egypt and Qatar and Donald Trump. The same, as I said, the same agreement put on the table to Netanyahu and Hamas on the last May, but both of them refused it. Now, when Trump came, he put a pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu. He forced small trips and pain here to accept this deal to end, put the end to the war of the Middle East.
Yes. Sir, can you just go to a place where the network is better? We can barely hear your voice properly. Dr. Ezaby, indeed, as you have kindly mentioned, that today is the inauguration of U.S. President Donald Trump. Can we witness actually in the coming phase more commitment from the Israeli side to the ceasefire and how we can reach a deal regarding who will be ruling the Gaza Strip in the coming phase between the Israeli side and the Palestinians?
Well, by coming to Donald Trump to the White House, he will make a lot of pressure to settle this agreement and to be continued for the third. We know that this agreement had first and second and third dimension. So he wanted to release all hostages who hosted by Hamas. Especially there were American hostages by the Hamas. He wanted to end the massacres which done by the Israeli forces to the Palestinian civilians. He said that he didn't want to see that fight again. They didn't want to listen to the weapon sound again. He wanted to make a negotiations between Palestinians and Israel. And he said that if any of them try to broke this agreement, he will face a lot of problems. He will face the United States. So that I didn't think that Netanyahu or Hamas will break this agreement anytime.
Indeed. Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, our political analyst, thank you so much for your precious input, Dr. Ezaby. And indeed, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Badr Abdul Ati, affirmed Saturday Egypt's ongoing efforts to deliver humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip via the Rafah border crossing and provide relief to the Palestinian people.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdul Ati highlighted on Saturday Egypt's ongoing efforts to deliver humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip through the Rafah border crossing and provide relief to the Palestinian people. During a press conference in Cairo, Abdul Ati also highlighted Egypt's efforts to reach the recently agreed upon ceasefire agreement in Gaza and ensure the exchange of hostages and detainees. He said 600 trucks would enter Gaza daily in accordance with the agreement. Abdul Ati noted that Egypt will work to ensure the ceasefire in Gaza was implemented. During a meeting with his Senegalese counterpart Yassine Fall, which was attended by Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation Rania Al-Mashat, both sides discussed ways to enhance African joint action. They also addressed Egypt's water security issue and touched on topics related to the African Union initiatives. In addition, the two sides praised the coordination between Egypt and Senegal in the regional and international forums.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdul Ati and Immigration hosted a tripartite meeting in Cairo with Mr. Yassine Fall, Senegal's Minister of African Integration and Foreign Affairs, and Mr. Youssef Tougar, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs and Immigration Badr Abdul Ati hosted a tripartite meeting in Cairo with Senegal's Minister of African Integration and Foreign Affairs Yassine Fall and Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs Youssef Tougar. During the tripartite meeting, Abdul Ati highlighted Egypt's pride in its strong ties with both Senegal and Nigeria, stressing on the importance of strengthening the tripartite cooperation between the three nations. He also highlighted the need for coordinated efforts to address regional and international challenges, as well as to foster greater regional integration across Africa. He said that this cooperation was anchored in a strategic vision which is focused on advancing the common interests of the African people. The top diplomat outlined Egypt's ongoing efforts to support development and promote cooperation among the African countries. He tackled several regional issues of mutual concern, notably enhancing collaboration in the areas of security, sustainable development, and trade to achieve the common interests of Africa's peoples. They also reviewed key developments in the continent, including the ongoing efforts to promote stability and combat terrorism and extremism.
Well, with that, our dear viewers, we come to the end of this edition of Africa Today. Many thanks for watching.